one of the things that somebody with rotten fruits does is it's almost like mind blowing. What they'll do is they'll pretend to be victim, but see, it's kind of like if I was a fisherman, what I would do is go, okay, what do I want to catch, and then I would go and get certain kind of bait, certain kind of hooks, a certain kind of fishing rod, and whatever the equipment is, and that's part of what they do. Um, they know what they're targeting. That they know what they intend to catch. There's nothing accidental in what they're doing, and that's where so many people end up just. Um, I ended up going to something and it dealt with victim avoidance training, and it was wild because basically people who had been victimized went back, and the cops were actually real good, and it's like, okay, retrace your steps, think about what you did, and which was good because the cops actually were like trying to help somebody, and but they were actually the cops were actually trying to catch who the criminal was. But they went through and had them retrace their steps, and basically turn back the hands of time, and then they had kind of like the aha, that's when it was, that's when it happened, realization. Because and that's part of the damages is when basically the ones that are really sick and destructive, it's like I was like, how did they get by with that? And and then all of a sudden it's like kind of like putting on a Sherlock Holmes hat and a pipe and going and kind of like being a self-appointed detective and going, that's how they did it, and then basically solving the crime. But and I think that at times the reason why I've basically have had to basically put in the cap of detective is it's like the ones that the different ones were fooling. It's just like it was like that was part of the perplexity of it's like how, how do they have people so duped? How have they been able to just absolutely con, hoodwink, and get by with as much shit as they've gotten by with? And there's some of them that sit there and go, oh, she just said a wordy dirt. Oh no. But that also gets to where I am. It's just like if somebody wants to judge me saying shit or damn or whatever, or what the fuck, basically, who has the problem? Who has the problem? I mean, seriously, who has the problem? Somebody who is trying to expose the wicked and expose the evil, and doesn't like what's going on, and is aware of basically how my life has been destroyed, and wants to stop the same ones that destroyed my life from destroying people's lives, whether they be men or women, or somebody that wants to judge me for using a wordy word. I mean, think about that. Somebody who's willing to basically enable wicked, somebody who prefers to enable the real criminals. I mean, let me just kind of like break it down, put it in perspective. Um, but also when I think back on stuff, I really have concluded that basically it seems like when the notes got changed when I was pre-med, it's like, well, it kind of pisses me off that somebody would go to such a low blow, but it's like that it let me know that there's probably somebody out there who is a medical contractor who just is up to no good and went into being a medical doctor for all the wrong reasons. That makes sense. But if doing something, and same thing like when I ended up working in a hospital, and then I saw some of the stuff going on, and I'm like, oh shit, that medical doctor just cut off the wrong body part. Why the fuck isn't anybody doing something about it? And then I was like, oh, what the fuck? I mean, well, why was that son of a bitch allowed to keep operating on people? It's just like, oh, they didn't want me to sit there and basically be sounding the alarm and the shit. Um, I mean, talk about harassment, but but it's like, I mean, it's just like when I look at the shitty evaluations, it's like, oh, but basically, I mean, but that also gets with the I don't care about the evaluations. I don't care about their grades. I don't care about their opinions. And it's not that it's basically the my judge has the final say so. My judge is the one who's actually in control. And I know that. I mean, I can't, it's like basically my judge has put me in different situations, has whatever, in order to let me know some of the shit that they're capable of, and let me know that just because somebody has a gigantic house, has a Porsche, has basically a bunch of fancy toys. Uh, it doesn't mean they're up to any good. That just kind of like is indicative of they're willing to do anything they can in order to f people over and f people out of in order to get what they have. That's the reason why I'm like, I mean, when I look I mean, okay, let me give an example. Kenneth Copeland. Let me give another example. Joyce Myers. Let me give another. I mean, the list goes on. That's part of the reason why I'm not impressed with what they have, because I know that they got what they got by effing people out of and effing people over, and they're pathological liars. I mean, that's the reason why I'm like, just think about Pinocchio in his worst day, just having that gigantic long nose and going, well, their noses might not be long like Pinocchio's, but it's like, and that's part of the deception. It's just like when they roll up their sleeves and pretend like they've actually worked a day in their life. It's just like, that's part of the masquerade party, people. Wake up. Wake up. I mean, it's just like, man, they're just like Sam Walton sitting there and having a beat up pickup truck, going to the different stores, pretending like. I mean, that was part of the masquerade party. People, wake up. Those are some of his stage props with the baseball cap and the pickup truck and those are just kind of like what is it, the Shakespearean thing about something like life's a stage or whatever it is, and look at him as I mean, and that's just it. I mean, I've seen the preachers sit there and practice their lines before they go on stage, and I was like, and I've heard the politicians sitting there and just like regurgitating the same phrases, and I'm like, oh shit. What they've done is they basically have memorized a bunch of shit in order to basically, I mean, it's just kind of like Hitler looking in the mirror and just practicing what he was going to be regurgitating and saying to people and all that kind of stuff. And then even with the earbuds in their ear, sitting there and basically they're being told what to say. I mean, I just look at the shit and I'm like, oh shit, I mean, it's hidden right out there in the open. And one of them even admitted that what he was going to be doing. Even admitted what he was going to be doing. Even admitted who the puppeteer is. And but but there can be many puppet stages that are set up. That there's not just one puppeteer, if that makes sense.